Hi ladies and gentlemen, you're very much welcome to this presentation. My name's Apil Simon, and our topic for discussion today is oil and gas management skills needed for Ugandan professionals. These skills will be needed to prepare you for the different management positions in Ugandan's oil sector and also in international oil sector as overall. So I am presenting from Makerere University, Kampala. Be blessed as we go through this. First of all, I want to explain to you the definition of management, and this is the definition of management. Management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment where people working together in groups efficiently accomplish a given task. So it's the process you design and maintain systems or environments that allow people to work together such that they can accomplish given tasks properly according to the way you want it, or the company or an organization desires it. Management versus leadership. Basically, this means the difference between management and leadership. Management involves getting tasks accomplished through others. You use other people, or you give other people responsibility to do for you something on your behalf, and instead of doing it by yourself, getting things done through others, that is management. While leadership involves influencing others towards achieving specific goals. Leadership means you are at the top of accomplishing a given task, but your main role is to influence people to use their skills or talents to achieve specific goals in that organization or company. Resources needed by managers to accomplish tasks. 1. We need machineries. Machineries are tools or devices which are used by those workers maybe in the oil sector. For example, during vibrosis, during petroleum exploration or seismic data acquisition, we need one of the tools that is used is a vibrator truck. Then the other can also be a geophone and hydrophone, which can be used to receive data. Then we also need a set of computers to monitor your operation and also process the data that you have acquired during seismic data acquisition process. Then the people you need. What kind of people do you need? For example, in the oil sector, if you are carrying out a drilling operation, what kind of people do you need to work with? You need drilling engineers, you need petroleum geochemists, you need petroleum geophysicists, to mention but a few. Then the raw materials that you need. This is now at the industrial scale. What raw materials do you need to process a given product? What raw materials do you need? For example, now in the petroleum sector, if you want to get petrol or diesel, what do you need? You need crude oil. That is your raw material. Then the information or skills that you need. What is your source of information? Where do you get your information from? Are you going to use information from government or from other oil companies? What plans do you have to acquire this information? Do you have sufficient money to acquire this information? Maybe it is about exploration. You want to start up as a company, you want to start up an exploration on a new block. Do you have the information that you need to guide you through the process, or can prove to you that there is a potential or a prospect in this area of getting oil and gas? Then the skills that you need. Do you need geophysics skills, geochemical skills in your project? What kind of skills do you need? For example, the one we are talking about, management skills. How many managers do you need? How many civil engineers do you need? For example, if you're working on a pipeline and you're planning to build a pipeline which is maybe it's transporting oil, or like in the near future Uganda is going to construct a pipeline which will be running from Uganda till Port Tanga, which will be transporting oil from Uganda to the cost of Tanzania. What kind of technicians do you need to do such a job? And civil engineers, how many of them will you employ? So you have to be careful, and you have to know the skills that you will apply to your project. Then the financial capital. Before you carry out any project as a manager, you have to ask, as a top manager, to ask, do I have the finances to carry out a given project? How much money do I have? How many contractors will I employ to do this job? And if I employ this number of contractors, do you have the financial capacity? Or even before even looking at the number, the quality of the contractors that you're planning to employ, what are their demands and the costs that they need to do the job done, get the job done. So those are the specifics for top managers in any industry, for example, like the oil and gas industry or even the mineral sector. So there are 4 functions of management. These 4 functions of management were designed according to Henry Fayol in the 1800. It was quite early. One is planning. Planning is defining your specific goals. What are your goals? Why do you want to carry out a given project? What are your plans? What do you want to accomplish? What are your objectives when you are carrying out a given project? For example, when you're entering an exploration project, what are your goals? What are your targets? What is your target reserve? How much oil do you expect to find during your exploration project? How much area will you cover during your exploration project? How many people, how many employees do you need to carry out your project? Money, how much money? Financial capacity, do you have the resources that it takes? Do you have the bargaining power to convince people to give you the project? If at all you haven't yet acquired the project, that is in the planning phase during any management operation. Then organizing. Organizing is the ability of getting people to work together in the different departments, creating up departments within your company or system of work or your organization. For example, in the oil sector, it has different organizations. We have, for example, we can have one department which is dealing with upstream, then another department can be dealing with midstream, then the other department is in the downstream. So you find that in the oil sector, depending on how you want to carry out your operation, your organization or company, if you have the upstream, one that handles the upstream sector of the petroleum industry, midstream, then the downstream. So as a top manager, how are you planning to make those departments work together to achieve your desired goal? That is the basis of organizing people in a given organization or company. Then leading, ability to control the way people think in your organization or company, ability to push their mind, to direct their mindset, to influence them and let them think the way you think and let them meet the targets that the company needs to meet, directing their minds, their skill set towards the desired goals of the company. That is now in the area of leading. Then controlling, measurements and evaluations that you do as a top manager to see whether everything that people are doing in your company organization, whether they aim toward meeting your goals, whether they are working towards meeting the goals of a given company or organization. Then the management levels that we have in the petroleum sector. We have first line managers. These ones manage people who are directly involved in the production of a given good or service. Then the middle managers, they are departmental managers. They ensure that the goods and services are being produced in the right way, and also control the use of the different resources available in the department to ensure that they meet the company's goal or organization's goal. Actually, middle managers, they control the actions of first line managers. Then the top managers, they ensure the unity between the different departments of the company organization. They control the operation of the departments. and ensure the departments are working to achieve the company's goal. And these top managers, they control and monitor the activity